come undisputed and things like that, but once he got it, he like, basically like, what the hell? And that's, you can see with Floyd too. Floyd really was like that too. He really like.
Gervonta, Tank, Davis, and Lamont Roach are preparing for their lightweight title fight on March 1st. But their media session took an unexpected turn when an uninvited guest showed up.
1, 2, 3. Good stuff.
Well, real quick.
As the fight approaches, both Gervonta, Tank, Davis, and Lamont Roach, along with their teams, gathered for media and promotional duties. But things took a shocking turn when Floyd Mayweather unexpectedly showed up, disrupting the event. Davis, however, was more than ready for the confrontation, and tensions quickly escalated into a full-blown brawl between the two. As people rushed in to separate them, Davis and Mayweather still managed to get physical, with Floyd getting the last laugh after shoving Davis. This was their first face-to-face encounter since their fight last April. The tension started when Mayweather criticized fighters in an interview with Fight Hype, saying they were too focused on luxury instead of improving their skills. Things escalated when he dragged Shakur Stevenson into the conversation, spread false claims about Davis's fight, and openly mocked the Baltimore champion.
Those are lifetime losses. And as long as you went out there and gave it 100% in that square circle, if you gave it 100% and you happy with what you did when you went out there, then that's what it is.
What it is.
The biggest shock was how Floyd Mayweather not only sided against Davis in his last fight, but also acted in a way that didn't reflect his status as a boxing legend. He was so eager to see Davis lose that he didn't stop at just announcing the fight's cancellation on Instagram. He even claimed a fight that was an obvious win for Davis was a 50-50 matchup, and went as far as giving Frank Martin advice on how to beat him. This time, Mayweather took his feud with Davis even further by secretly reaching out to Frank Martin and giving him advice on how to defeat Tank. Whether Martin ignored the tips or they simply weren't enough, the outcome was clear. On fight night, Martin started strong and put on an impressive performance in the early rounds. But after 1 minute and 49 seconds in the 8th round, a brutal shot from Davis sent him crashing to the canvas, securing Davis his 30th career victory.
Come on, Davis!
But the real issue wasn't just the fight. It was Floyd Mayweather's involvement. His ongoing feud with Davis had turned into one of the most intense mentor versus protege rivalries in recent history. In one of his pre-fight interviews, Frank Martin admitted that Mayweather had helped him in some way leading up to the bout. It was clear that Floyd saw this as an opportunity to get back at Davis for what he felt was disrespect.
These guys, so what was being around talking to Floyd? Like, what has Floyd taught you about fighting? And has it made you a better fighter? Because he could tell me all day to do that shit he does.
Boxing fans and experts were stunned when Frank, the Ghost, Martin revealed that he had been getting advice from Gervonta Davis's former mentor and promoter, Floyd Mayweather. The highly anticipated showdown took place at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas on June 15th, where Davis and Martin went head-to-head. In the end, Davis successfully defended his WBA title, proving once again why he's at the top of the division.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does being around a guy like Floyd do for you?
He could tell you, go run at 2 in the morning. Go do it when, cause.
As expected, the build-up to the fight was filled with intense trash talk. Despite that, Davis remained the heavy favorite heading into the bout. However, before fight night, Frank Martin appeared on the Pivot podcast on YouTube, where he revealed the advice Floyd Mayweather had been giving him. According to Martin, Mayweather shared a strategy inspired by Mike Tyson, hoping to give him an edge against Davis in the ring.
My thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion.
Frank Martin admitted that the advice he received from Floyd Mayweather gave him a unique feeling. In response, Mayweather fired back at critics, saying, "I do what I want to do and support whoever I feel like. What's the problem with that?" What's wrong with Frank coming to me for advice? If Tank asked, I'd advise him too. So why is everyone so upset with me? Despite their split and past disagreements, Mayweather had always supported Davis, and Davis had shown respect for the boxing legend. However, with the Davis-Martin fight, it was clear that alliances had shifted.
Become world champion and take things to that next level. And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great.
The tension between Tank and Mayweather had been building, especially after their well-publicized online clash last month. When asked if he had learned anything from Floyd Mayweather before the fight, Frank Martin shared some insight. He recalled Mayweather telling him, "You could run at 2 o'clock in the morning, because 9 times out of 10, your opponent is sleeping." While Martin didn't specifically train during those hours, he explained that it was about gaining a mental edge over his opponent. These small details, he said, can make all the difference in the end. Martin emphasized that it wasn't groundbreaking advice, but coming from someone like Floyd, who's been at the top of the sport, it carried a lot of weight.
We know your opponent sleep at that time. So go run at 2 in the morning and go give yourself a mental edge, cause you out there working every night at 2 in the morning running.
You're going to take a lot of heat for it, but it'll give you a different type of motivation when you do it, Martin explained. He added that even if a boxer can't perfectly mimic Floyd's advice, it still gives them a unique sense of confidence. Interestingly, this is the same kind of mental edge Mike Tyson used to gain before his fights. Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion and later an undisputed champion, was known for his intense training, like running at 3 in the morning and chopping wood. Despite Tyson's rituals and Floyd's guidance, none of it stopped Gervonta Davis from sticking to his game plan. Coming off a year-long break after his involvement in a 2022 hit-and-run incident and a 90-day prison stint in Baltimore, Davis returned with a vengeance. He finished the fight with an impressive 8th-round knockout.
Claims on X that your fight was canceled the last couple of weeks.
He's the one told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock.
The time away from the ring didn't affect Davis's skills. After defeating Ryan Garcia in April last year, he delivered another impressive performance, knocking out Frank Martin in a similar fashion. Leading up to the fight, Floyd Mayweather even told his fans to watch UFC instead, after a heated back-and-forth between him and Davis on social media. This drama caught the attention of boxing fans, and famous reporter Michael Benson shared the latest update on the situation.
Friday, he told Frank that he was giving Frank the tips and stuff like that.
Really? How do you know that? Is it just word of mouth?
I seen
the feud between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis continued to heat up, with Mayweather trolling Davis by posting that the Frank Martin fight had been canceled. Davis fired back, saying, "Keep talking and I'll pull up to your house and lay hands on you." Despite the back and forth, Davis delivered a brutal knockout against Martin on Saturday. After the fight, Davis opened up in an interview, revealing that Mayweather had been giving Martin tips on how to beat him. "He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that, but I knew it wasn't going to be enough to beat me," Davis said. "It's cool. I don't think much of it. He's not going to hurt me. Honestly, it's better to beef with him than to be cool with him."
his people drive by while I was running.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they were like spying her, kind of?
No. He got a club.
Gervonta Davis revealed that it was Floyd Mayweather who told Frank Martin that he was running at 5 a.m. At one point, Davis even expressed his readiness to face Mayweather in the ring, considering him one of his contemporaries. During a conversation with Davis Nagy from Cigar Talk, the topic of a possible fight with Mayweather came up, sparking a deep response from Davis. "A lot of people don't know what Floyd does. He was coming at me, and I knew for sure he was targeting me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd," Davis explained, referring to Mayweather's initial comment, which he believed was aimed at him.
Oh, okay.
Closed at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. And they saw that in the country while I was running. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be me.
When Nagy pointed out that over the years, Davis and Mayweather's relationship seemed like a love-hate dynamic, Davis strongly denied it. He confidently stated, "I'm at the point where I've surpassed him, and I'm doing it at a young age." But Davis wasn't done making his case. He went on to mention a new deal he had signed. While Mayweather's Showtime deal in 2013 was reportedly worth $200 million, Davis claimed, "That deal I'm talking about, he doesn't know about yet. That's bigger than his deal." However, the lightweight champion kept the exact amount of his mega deal with PBC under wraps.
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After that second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Many fans were eagerly anticipating Gervonta Davis's announcement for a productive 2025, hoping for more fights, increased activity, and possibly some big events under his GTD promotions. However, their excitement quickly turned to shock when Davis revealed his retirement instead. At 30 years old, Davis is set to face Lamont Roach Jr., 29, on March 1st in a fight where he will defend his World Boxing Association title for the second time.
For the sport? How many times do you want to get in the ring next year? If it was your choice? 3 times. 3? So 3 fights for sure. Are you retiring?
Fans were hoping Gervonta Davis would continue the momentum from his victory over Frank Martin this June, but instead, he dropped a bombshell. He's on his last run in boxing, with plans to retire in 2025. At just 30 years old, Davis explained, "After next year, I'm out of the sport, but why is Tank ready to retire so young? What about his fans and the desire to keep entertaining them?" For Davis, it seems the thrill is fading. In a candid interview with Fight Hub TV, he shared his thoughts on his decision to retire, revealing that the sport was becoming less exciting for him.
Come and fight Tank Baltimore. How about a homecoming fight?
No.
You lost the love?
The undefeated 30-0 record holder admitted that he had lost interest in boxing, expressing frustration with the sport. "It's trash. This sport is trash, garbage," he said, clearly fed up with it all. These remarks were sure to upset many fans, especially those who had been urging him to take on tougher opponents and fight the best in the division. However, Davis found comfort in making strategic decisions, earning money, and doing what he enjoys most, knocking out his opponents.
Looked like you were talking about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you think I'm repeating. Is it just because obviously is it what you...
The question now is how fans will remember the Baltimore native and how his legacy will be judged. Davis addressed this in a conversation with Fight Hype, where he was asked if he considered himself among the greatest. His response was blunt. "I don't even care about that, bro. I don't even care about that. Where I'm from, I will forever be the greatest. I'll be a forever G to myself." While fans only have a year left to enjoy Davis's explosive boxing and his signature backflips in the ring, it doesn't necessarily mean his fight with Lamont Roach Jr. will be his last.
You said you know your next fights. Can we know who they are?
Probably the Ryan, hopefully.
Davis could still fit in a couple of fights in 2025 before officially ending his pro career. What's more, the lightweight champion is still under a multi-fight contract with PBC, which includes 6 or 7 bouts, and reportedly has a clause for a potential fight with Shakur Stevenson. What will happen to these contractual obligations now remains uncertain. It's unclear whether Davis will stick to his retirement plan, or if the situation will evolve in another direction. Fans will be watching closely to see how things unfold.
What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking.
Davis will return to the ring in March at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, defending his World Boxing Association lightweight title against current super featherweight champion Lamont Roach. During the press conference for the fight, Tank revealed that he plans to retire at the end of 2025 and named 3 opponents he wants to face before hanging up his gloves. The first of those will be Roach in March, and he told Fight Hub TV that his other 2 picks include Ryan Garcia as his top choice.
To him. Who that? The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. So I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done.
David and Garcia faced off in April 2023, with Tank dropping his opponent twice before securing a 7th-round knockout, handing King Ree his first professional loss. Garcia is currently serving a 1-year ban after failing a drug test for his fight with Devin Haney, but is eligible to return in April 2025, which could set the stage for a summer showdown with Davis. Tank then revealed that he would also like to take on Teofimo Lopez before retiring, stating, "Yeah, I'll fight Teo. I'll slap the hell out of him when I see him."
So what do you say to those who
Y'all
might
keep
be
saying his
afraid?
name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what?
Lopez is the current World Boxing Organization super lightweight champion, having claimed the title from Josh Taylor in June 2023. He has successfully defended it twice since. A fight between Davis and Lopez has been a topic of discussion among boxing fans for years, and one man who has shared the ring with both has offered his prediction for how their clash would unfold. As for his upcoming fight against Lamont Roach, Davis has prepared the fans with a fiery press conference. Tank Davis officially announced his March 1st showdown with Lamont Roach at the press event, which concluded just moments ago. With much talk surrounding Tank's choice of opponent, Roach had his turn at the podium to share his thoughts with the public.
How much you want to bet? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want to bet? How much you want to bet? Just call it out. Huh? 100?
"I'm excited to be a part of this, and come March 1st, it's going to be a great event," Roach said. "Right now, I'm not really big on getting into it and stuff like that. I'm focused on training, but when the fight comes, it's going to be a great show. Same result as always, just got to wait and see. We've got 3 months to get ready, so it'll be a good one. This is a huge opportunity, and I'm going to conquer it." Roach continued, "Everybody knows what I'm coming here to do. If you don't, well, you're going to be in for a surprise." I know Tank won't be surprised, though. I think he took this fight for the naysayers, for all the talk and the criticism. He wants to prove his skills against a dog like me. So, when two dogs get in the ring, you'll see what happens, and I'll be the one coming out victorious. Tank then stepped up to the podium, ready to share his thoughts and make his own statement.
For you, in your next fight?
He has skills. Even though he's at a smaller weight class, I feel as though Lamont have, and he's someone that's one of the...
As both fighters settled into their seats for a more in-depth discussion, the conversation shifted toward the upcoming showdown. Tank Davis spoke candidly about his decision to face Lamont Roach instead of the anticipated bout with Vasily Lomachenko. Honestly, a fight with Lomachenko didn't go through, so Roach was the next logical choice for me, Tank explained. He has skills, even though he's in a smaller weight class. I feel like Lamont has what it takes, and he's actually one of the guys I came up with in the sport of boxing. He's still doing well, and even though most of the guys I started with aren't in the picture right now, Lamont's still here. People might not know him as well, but trust me, he definitely has the skills. He's definitely a top opponent. With that, Tank continued to solidify the respect he had for Roach, while positioning him as a serious contender in the lightweight division.
I actually started with, came out with in the sport of boxing. Actually, still doing well. Everybody that's started with.
Lamont Roach confidently explained how his style would be different from what Tank Davis has faced, saying, "Skill-wise, I bring a lot to the table. I can adapt, fight different styles. I'm tough, gritty, smart, and witty. Whatever I need, I'll pull out of my bag of tricks." The others were either one-trick ponies or didn't have enough. Roach emphasized that his versatility would provide Tank with a unique challenge. Tank Davis, known for his knockout power and his ability to shock fans inside and outside the ring, seems to be growing weary of the sport. Instead of solidifying his legacy, he might be considering an early exit. Fans, who've seen little of him lately, expected more action from the champion after his legal troubles, but his return has been delayed. Though he fought Frank Martin in June, Tank's return plans were put on hold again, and now it looks like he might make his absence permanent. At the first official press conference for Davis vs. Roach, Tank revealed what fans could expect from him moving forward, hinting that his time in the sport may be limited, with his fight against Roach potentially being one of his final bouts before retiring.
Martin press conference, it looked like you were the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because of...
When asked about his plans for 2025, Tank Davis made it clear that he was considering retiring from the sport. He stated, "After next year, I'm out of it, out of the sport, This declaration disappointed many fans who had grown accustomed to seeing him occasionally step into the ring. They didn't hesitate to express their disappointment and frustration in the comments section. And that's all for now. For the latest updates, moments, and news in the world of boxing, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when we drop new content. Until next time, peace out